Hello, everyone. I do apologize again for being a little late. But as I said on Monday's video, I started to feel under the weather. It was allergies, and they were horrible. So I'm going to do my best and make it through the rest of the week without these horrible allergies. I tell you what. But today's reflection is on Mark 11, 15 through 19. So let me get to that real fast. They came to Jerusalem, and he went into the temple and began to throw out those buying and selling. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the chairs of those selling doves, and would not permit anyone to carry goods through the temple. He was teaching them, it is not written, my house will be, is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of thieves. The chief priests and the scribes heard it and started looking for a way to kill him, for they were afraid of him, because the whole crowd was astonished by his teaching. Whenever evening came, they would go out of the city. Whew. Whew. These allergies at the end of the day, I tell you. But when you look at this passage, I gotta say, it's one of those passages that are just really honestly amazing because of the fact that when you sorry. Sorry, since it's getting later in the day, I guess my uh chest is getting a little filled up with mucus or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But the temple, I left this image up from last week's reflection because of the fact that this is pretty much the image that we are seeing here. The temple uh, that is being seen, and how they made it a den of thieves, and how it was throughout their uh, let me just go back to exactly what he said, because I find it very really important. Is it not written, this is in verse 17, is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of thieves? Those people that were selling uh the doves, the sacrifices, all the different things. I don't know everything that was being sold that day, but or those days, because I'm sure that was happening for many years and everything. But he would not have it. He would not have it, and he would not have his house to be turned into a den of thieves. Now, in the Gospel of Matthew, I did not put it in here by accident because I actually forgot exactly um, where it is. I believe it's Matthew. Let me look it up real fast. Okay, it's Matthew 21. So, now Matthew 21, 12 to 13, it's worded similarly, But I want to I want to point out one thing that's very important. Okay, so I'm going to read the whole thing. It's 21:12 through 13, just two verses. Jesus went to the temple and threw out all those buying and selling. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the chairs of those selling doves. He said, this is the important part. He said to them, "Is it written, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of thieves." Just that little different wording, I find it's very fascinating, very unique at the same time. Now, is there a difference to what the church does today that they did in the temple? I'm talking about when we do sell things in the church today. Um, when we have when we have um, those people who come in to preach for our services, and they sell their stuff. Like, is that bad? Like, I'm not saying that like it's directly bad or anything. I'm not like calling them out or anything. But would Jesus have an issue with that? Would Jesus tell us not to do something like that? It's an important thing to think about. Um, why did the people turn the house of the Lord into a place of robbers and sellers? I think it's important to look at that because, you know, they they seem to be making the house of God into a place where, oh, you can get what you need here. The doves, the sheep, or whatever it is they were selling to help them, but they're making money off of them. And I don't know that like that his anger is a righteous anger there. And when you look at what we discussed yesterday with the fig tree, there's a lot of connections with those two. And so I don't know why my thing keeps doing that. Why do we what do we in the church today have to do to prevent us from becoming like this today? That's just like a question that I want you to think about and meditate on. How is it that we do not talk about the importance of this imagery of in the fig tree before, as I just mentioned before? But we're gonna be touching on that a lot tomorrow, because we're gonna be discussing the fig tree and the connections between the two of them. So I am 3 chapters behind on this, but I'm getting to it. And don't forget chapter 5 of Genesis, and just keep on doing your best, and keep on just trusting the Lord, and do what we can to uh, 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 serve Him, and do what we can for others by being uh, the light in this dark world. So I will see you all again.